Hi, I'm Kate. I love the newest technology as much as the next trendsetter. Let me tell you my story about a time when a typical cell phone upgrade didn't go well. I saw a commercial for a new smartphone that was supposed to be revolutionary and leave the other phones in the dust. I decided that my current phone was yesterday's news and I just had to get my hands on this new toy. The only problem was, how can I afford it? After all, I just spent all my extra cash on my current phone just 6 months ago. That night, I was hanging with the girls, and one of them told me to sell my current phone online because it's not that old and I should get top dollar for it. So I did. I listed the phone online and it sold right away. A few minutes later, the funds were in my PayPal account. Rock on. The next morning, I drove to the post office to mail it out. The clerk asked,
"Would you like a tracking number or delivery confirmation for this? It only costs a little bit extra."
It didn't take much time to say no. I mean, that's more money out of my purse. A girl has her priorities, and tracking a package to a buyer is not one of them. When I got home, I used the money in my PayPal account to buy a new phone. All I had to do was wait for it to arrive. All was going well until I received a call from PayPal a week later.
Hi, this is Chris calling from PayPal. I'm calling about a recent transaction of yours regarding a phone that you sold about a week ago. I'm calling to see if you had the opportunity to go ahead and ship that. Looks like it sold a week ago and the buyer says they haven't received it yet.
Of course I did. I shipped it the next morning.
Perfect. Do you have a tracking number so that I can see where the phone was delivered to?
Oh no, I didn't get a tracking number.
Kate, I'm sorry to hear that. In order to qualify for PayPal seller protection, to be protected from claims where the buyer states they didn't receive the item or merchandise, you must meet the following requirements. First and most important, the transaction details must indicate the transaction is eligible for seller protection, which I see that it is. Next, the item you sell must be a physical item that can be shipped, which your phone was. Last, you'll need to provide PayPal with an online tracking number that confirms that the item was delivered to the buyer at the shipping address in the transaction details. And if the transaction is over $750, then you will need to provide us with a signature confirmation. That is where we're missing. Because PayPal isn't an active participant in selling, shipping, or delivering the merchandise, we rely on this shipping information not only to ensure the buyer receives the item, but also to protect you from any frivolous and fraudulently filed claims. If you are unable to fulfill the requirements, you will be responsible for refunding the buyer their payment.
Let me tell you, I didn't make that mistake again. To make up for the money lost on my phone, I decided to sell more items online, and now every time I go to ship the item, I remember what the guy from PayPal said. Look to see if the transaction is eligible for seller protection in the transaction's details. Sell tangible goods if I want to maintain a chance to be covered. Ship to the shipping address that is in the transaction details page. Obtain an online tracking number. And on items over $750, be sure to request a signature confirmation. I haven't had any negative experiences with buyer complaints, chargebacks, or reversals since I started following the seller protection guidelines. Now I always sell my outdated items online so I can purchase new ones. And as long as I have seller protection, by obtaining a tracking number or delivery confirmation, I have no problems.